Raise your hand if you've ever had something stolen from you, whether it be something small or something really sentimental. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, theft is a really big problem. Now, does anyone know the difference between robbery and burglary? Yeah. Usually people think it's the same, they interchange it, but there's actually a really big difference. According to Mark Theoharis, a specialist in non-legal writings for lawyers, the difference between the two is that robbery has to do with the taking from someone using force. That would be someone on the street taking a gun and saying, give me your bag, give me your phone, give me your wallet. And burglary is the breaking and entering into someone's home without their consent with the intent to commit a crime. That would be breaking a window, entering the dwelling, and then stealing electronics or money or what have you. And so now that we know what the difference is, we're going to look at some graphs that show the difference between international statistics and states. So for the international, they have countries like Scotland, which is the highest, or no, Australia, Scotland, and of course Switzerland's on the very bottom because everyone loves Switzerland. But the United States is this line right here. I didn't know I was going to do that. This line right here. And it's around the middle, which is good, and the overall theme is that it's a decreasing line. And that's every 1,000 in the population. And this is the U.S., and the red is violent crimes, the blue is property, so we're just going to look at the blue. And from 1950s all the way up to 2011, you can see a constant increase around to the 90s when security systems became more prevalent and more advanced, and now there's a constant decrease. And now looking at states, there are states such as Maryland, Tennessee, New York, which is the top, and then Virginia, which is actually near the bottom. The only one lower than Virginia, I cannot tell because of the color, but this is just Virginia, and it's actually on the lowest, which is really good for those that live here. Those in New York, not so much. Okay, and now that you know that theft, burglary, robbery is all a really big problem, to limit your chances of being a victim of burglary, some tricks are to leave the lights on so the house doesn't look vacant. A vacant house is more, has a higher risk of being burglarized. That includes leaving your porch lights on, that way your front of your house is illuminated. Also, one of the tricks that not many people know is for windows or doors that are more likely to be broken, plant thorny bushes or high hedges so you can't see it. And burglars aren't going to want to injure themselves through a thorny bush to get to a window. It's just, most of them are really lazy and they just want to take the easy way in. And the last, and I know a lot of people that do that, including my grandparents, do not leave a key under the mat. A lot of people think that's a really great way to, if you forget your key, get in the house. That's also a great invitation for burglars to get in your house, because that's the first place they look, is for a key. And also, whether you trust your neighbors, you trust the neighborhood, you trust where you live, do not leave your doors and windows unlocked. That is also an invitation for burglars to just walk into your house and take whatever they want. So with all these tips, that is one of the reasons that the numbers are getting lower, that people are learning more about it and the difference, but the numbers are still not zero. And we are all subject to being victims of burglary or robbery. So just be proactive and lock your doors.